Hi, welcome back, Gems. As you can see from the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. And I know, I missed, the whole thing where everybody was talking about him. But, he's a murderer. He doesn't wait for trends, okay? So we're gonna talk about it. So first, Jeffrey Dahmer was known as the Milwaukee cannibal, or the Milwaukee monster. We all know that he was a sex offender who killed and dismembered 17 males between 1978 and 1999. Not 91. Jeffrey was born May 21st, 1960, and he was murdered by his inmate. He had 17 victims. His parents described him as an energetic and happy child to the age of 4. He became increasingly withdrawn following the birth of his younger brother and family's frequent moves. At the young age, Jeffrey Dahmer developed a fascination with animal bones and studied how to clean and observe them. He collected large insects and small animal skulls. I feel like that was the first red flag. Because, first, a child being withdrawn, that's, weird. Because, children are supposed to be, very energetic, very social, because they're new to the world, and they, just want to learn and stuff. And also, having a fascination with, dead things is a red flag, especially because we know he becomes a murderer in the future. In his teenage years, he was diagnosed. Let me try that again. In his teenage years, he was disengaged, tense, and largely friendless. Dahmer claims that his compulsion towards necrophilia and murder began around the age 14, but it appears the breakdown of his parents' marriage and their acrimonious divorce a few years later might have been a catalyst for turning these thoughts into actions. Sorry if I read this wrong. I swear I wrote it all out. I'll show you the document that I wrote. But I'm really bad at reading off things. And I should have looked some words up before doing this, but whatever. We're already here. I almost killed you guys. Anyway. He was an alcoholic by age 14, committing his first murder at 18. He dropped out of Ohio State University after only a 1/4 term. He joined the army for a little bit, but he was discharged for alcohol abuse. After the discharge, he returned home to Ohio, but an arrest for disorderly conduct made his father send him to his grandmother's. Dahmer chose his victims carefully. Usually they were borderline criminals, making their disappearance less noticeable, decreasing his likelihood of being caught. He would lure them by promising money or sex, then strangle them, and then engage sexual acts with their bodies and kept body parts and photos as souvenirs, which is honestly just sick. I know so many people made jokes about him when that one movie came out. It was just you guys are making jokes over a murderer. This person killed people and used their bodies. like, I don't know how, like, people could do that, because, like, I couldn't. Like, I squirm at seeing people getting shot in a movie. So, I just can't fathom how someone would do that. But I know people would do that, because I've heard about it, and it has happened. His first murder occurred just after graduating high school in June 1978, when he picked up a 18-year-old hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks and took him home to his parents' house. Dahmer then intoxicated the boy, and when he tried to leave, Dahmer said, I didn't want him to leave. Dahmer killed him by striking him in the head and strangling him with a barbell. Dahmer dismembered Hicks' corpse and packed the body in plastic bags and buried them behind his parents' home. So his first murder victim was just a random hitchhiker, and, like, I can imagine the fear of these parents. Like, your son goes out and he's like, I'm gonna go hitchhike or something. I don't know what he told his parents when he left, but hopefully something. And he never came back. So, like, he just disappeared and got murdered, and, like, that's so sad, because, like, imagine your child just turned 18, they just turned adult, you're like, you're like happy, like, my child's an adult now, I raised this kid not by myself, but I raised this kid with my husband, and I did it. I got him to be an adult, and I think he's pretty good. And then he never returns home. I feel like that's just heartbreaking. I would, like, die. Like, I couldn't. Dahmer was arrested July 22nd, 1991, when the police found a 32-year-old black man handcuffed. When the police questioned this man, he said that some weird dude had drugged him and restrained him. The police went back to Dahmer's apartment to find a bunch of Polaroid photos of dismembered bodies, and later found the dismembered body parts where Dahmer was brought to justice. So, I'm not sure if this is true, but I saw this on some of the articles I read, but so one of Dahmer's victims escaped and then told the police, and the police didn't believe him and brought him right back to Dahmer, where he met his end like everybody else. Which is really sad hearing that, because, like, police are supposed to, like, save people, not bring them back to their deaths. Like, they basically helped Dahmer, and they're not supposed to help the person who is against them, the person who kills people. But, like, if we didn't have those people, we wouldn't have a police job, because if we didn't have, like, crime or anything, there wouldn't be police jobs. And honestly, there shouldn't be police jobs, because people should just want to do right. People are, like, greedy, and some people are mentally deranged, and they kill people, like Jeffrey did. And I feel like his story is, like, a great, like, shown a thing, yeah, to, like, show, like, how a bad life as a kid and, like, jealousy as a kid can, like, make someone deranged. Like, when you're a kid, your brain is, like, still developing and stuff, so, like, you have to take care of it. And Jeffrey getting a brother and, like, the constant moves probably prevented him from making good friends or making friends with his parents, because his parents were attached to his little brother and not him. Which caused Jeffrey to be like, he didn't want his victims to leave. Like, when his victim tried to leave, he tried to kill them. Which, because, like, he was scared, like, to be alone. Which doesn't, like, let him pass on anything. Like, he's still a criminal. He still deserves to be locked up. He, still deserves to be locked up and stuff, but it's just crazy how, like, something so easy as, like, moving and having a little brother can change someone completely. From being a happy kid to a deranged psycho. I literally have, like, all the regards to anybody involved, like the parents, the victims, literally anybody. Jeffrey's parents, the victims' parents, the victims themselves, like anything involved with Jeffrey, I feel like really bad about, because, like, I could not go through that. I'd, like, die. I'm, like, a very sensitive person, so if you guys couldn't tell. And I feel like the Jeffrey Dahmer story is a great representation of, especially the one story of where this guy literally escaped and had a chance to save, like, I think it was, like, 2 other lives, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. But, like, 2 other lives, and the police didn't believe him. So Jeffrey Dahmer was still roaming free after this guy confessed to Jeffrey Dahmer trying to kill him. If they would have just gone to the apartment and walked inside, they would have seen dismembered body parts, dismembered body part photographs, and they would have smelled. Probably. They probably would have smelled. But anyway, that is all for today, guys. I love you guys. Stay weird, and bye, gems!